Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to Ryan's Trains. I hope you guys are having an amazing weekend out there and an awesome Memorial Day. But today's video we're going to be doing is the Lionel Legacy Chicago Northwestern GP9s with the dummy unit, and we'll be showing you my whole log train that I've been making for this specific era of the Chicago Northwestern. The reason why I haven't been making YouTube videos lately is because I've been taking a bit of a hiatus, bit of a break. So this break's still going to be continuing on, but I'm going to be posting still videos, but not just like every week. I'm just once a month of a video that I'll be doing. Instead of that, right now we're going to be talking about these two amazing locomotives, and I'll be talking to you guys about my break and after this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed learning these two histories of the Chicago Northwestern and their line in the Northwoods. So let's get on to that. So I'm not going to be doing the whole history of the Chicago Northwestern because this line I'm going to be doing focusing on the Chicago Northwestern is basically the Northwoods division of the CNW. So this line operated from 1993 to 1995, transferring vacationers and timber from Chicago to the Northwoods of Wisconsin in the upper Michigan's Upper Peninsula. It originated from the Milwaukee Lake Shore and Western Railway, which the CNW absorbed in 1893. The MLSW's origins were the CNW obtained primary route from Northwoods from 1893, which was purchased as 757 miles of the Milwaukee Lake Shore, which stretched from Port City to Ashland, Wisconsin, and the Iron Ranges. The Northern Lakes Special before World War II was vacationers would ride these trains from Chicago, Milwaukee, and Friday nights, and arriving in northern Wisconsin, including towns like I'm sorry if I can't pronounce these names right, Monsieur and Weinger on Saturday mornings for the weekend. The 400 fleet in 1930s and the 1940s, the Chicago Northwestern successfully branded its premier streamliner passenger service for Northwoods vacationers to travel on the famed trains like the Flambeau, introduced in 1935, and the Northwoods Fisherman, originally the Ashland Limited. The decline and fall as the automobiles gain profess. I'm sorry if I can't spell these words right. Prominence or whatever, the automobiles gain more footing. The Chicago Northwestern's traffic decreased. The Northwoods Fisherman 400 was the last remaining sleeping car line operated until June 18th, 1964. The company struggled financially until employees bought out in 1972. Until later then, the Union Pacific merger, which the Union Pacific fully brought the Chicago Northwestern and merged it into April 1995. But much of this line from the former Northwoods route since has been transformed into a popular Wisconsin and Michigan rails to trail system, and which is now what it's also been known for. The reason why I'm modeling this whole Northwoods division because, well, I've been wanting to get into the Chicago Northwestern. Even though I'm a big Milwaukee road guy, and the Chicago Northwestern and the Milwaukee, they were fierce competitors back then. They were like the New York Central and the Pennsylvania Railroad, how Midwest was with the CNW and the Milwaukee. The reason why I want to get this because seeing the Chicago Northwestern holds a lot of history to Wisconsin and Green Bay, facility, because most of the yards in Green Bay are ex-Chicago Northwesterns, and so is the main line. We have a station downtown called the Dallasman Street Depot, which is originally a Chicago Northwestern depot for, you guessed it, the 400, like the Flambeau 400 would stop at that station. And the Chicago Northwestern, because, well, my family's got a cabin upper Wisconsin area where the CNW did their logging runs. And the reason why I found a picture was in Leona. If you know by my YouTube videos, the Leona Northern 4 spot is a logging steam engine that does logging runs. And there is a picture of the Chicago and Northwestern stopping at Leona Junction. And it was the last train of the CNW's log train. And it was a picture of these Jeeps, which were pulling a pretty decent log train, and I wanted to model that. So I'll be showing you guys this whole detail of all these log cars. I made these logs custom made by myself by going up north, cutting up a bunch of logs, and fitting them perfectly in the gondolas. Most of them are custom loads, which I put cardboard on and glue them down with using caulk glue, and so they can be removable if I want to change them out. Some of them are not removable; they're permanently glued in, which was a regret. I'm probably going to maybe fix on or buy a replacement car. But basically, this is a whole log train that's going up there or coming back down, which I really don't matter. I'm pretty going to make this log train a little bigger until I feel okay how big of it is made. But let's get into the locomotives and the whole log train. So here is the Lionel Legacy Chicago and Northwestern 701 and 712. These are not newer models. These are basically older models that Lionel made. So you're not going to get the Bluetooth 5 changeable horns. You're going to get one changeable horn, one changeable bell, and that's it. Basically, I love these models because this has got amazing horn, working beacon, and everything on this thing. These locomotives are basically ex Minneapolis St. Louis engines because what I found out, both these locomotives were basically Minneapolis, St. Louis, and when the Chicago Northwestern, I think, bought them out, most of these locomotives were repainted into C&W red, no, not red, green and yellow paint scheme. So basically, you got every separately applied details. You got right here where you can get the controls to the engine. I think the controls are in there. Nope, the controls are not in there. Basically, I think they're underneath the locomotive. You need to program them. This one is a back dummy engine, so you're not going to get anything out of this one. I am planning to have like a train store, like an HO train store, to custom make this to have the beacon work with the powered locomotive and basically have lights on it in the locomotive. Basically, when this one's running, number boards will light up in there, and a little cab light, just because I want a little cab light on in there. Basically, they have this engine look like it's live, working with the powered Lee unit. But basically, there's nothing much else with the dummy engines, a dummy. But these locomotives are very detailed. It's pretty hard to find these engines. Someone in lower Wisconsin was selling both of these locomotives, and I'm happy that I got both of these. And these locomotives are exactly what I needed to run with my log train. So here we're going to be going into the log trains. This is what I've been working since last summer to this summer, and I'm still building this log train. Here we got the only birch car gondola that I made. And if you're wondering why these wood braces, these logs are set here, well, back then, these logs were set up right here, so the logs wouldn't fall off. Well, then you got this hanging about. But basically, I guess, laws of gravity, these logs were here as braces, so the logs wouldn't move back and forth when the engine, like, or slacking or the engine's picking up speed or anything like that. So these logs right here are basically going to take the impact if the logs start moving. And so this is the birch log. This is the only birch gondola I have because basically some birch trees I'm not like taking them off live birch trees. I'm finding like dead ones or like sticks on the ground. Basically, it's hard to get right size of logs for birch because basically birch limbs, they grow pretty big and it's pretty not looking a little bit realistic what I want to do. But this is the nickel plate one, and here we got the bulkhead car that I got at Stevens Point. I took all the old plastic. Well, they're not really. They look like plastic, but they're actually real logs. I cut them all up, and I found more logs, and I glued them all together with caulk, so they're gonna stay in with this train, and they're all stacked up perfectly how I want them. And even stopped them. I stopped the logs, so basically here the car cannot be overloaded above this line. And this is the Milwaukee Road one. And here we got the Algoma Central one, which this one's the glue is permanently in there. There's no cardboard in there, which is kind of a mistake because these cars of Algoma Central are pretty rare, but there's a bunch of them I can find. I'm basically going to be doing what the Wisconsin Central did was the WC used these for log cars and scrap, and basically what I want to do with these. I don't know the type of tree that I cut these up, but basically in the cabinet, if you see over there, when I open that up, I just get a hit with a whiff of smell of wood, which is really nice very nice smell of wood. And basically, here's the Milwaukee one. This one is custom removable, so I can take them out. And basically, it's just been glued on a bunch of cardboard, and I put that in there, and basically like that. And this one, this was all cut up, used the wooden braces, and here we got an Atlas Chicago Northwestern log car, basically the same as the Milwaukee. It is removable, so I can take them out and put a different like load in there. This one, the Delaware and Hudson, is a permanent log car. This was the first log car that I ever done. And as you could tell, the wood and everything's not matching right. The logs are big, and basically, it was the first log car ever done, and it's permanently glued with the train. Here we got the Wisconsin Central ones. This one I don't like that much because I added a bit too much of wood on there. Basically, it looks a bit too high, and basically, if a train was moving, that can probably waddle around in real life and fall off, and all the logs will come off. This is basically has cardboard in it. Another one, an Illinois Terminal one, all custom down with wood. Soles with the Milwaukee. Another Wisconsin Central right here, same as that one. I'm planning to add a bit more wood to that one because it is looking a bit less of wood. And we got the Lake Terminal Railroad Company. That one has the same cardboard in, and Duluth Mesabi and Iron Range one is same as removable cardboard as well. And behind we got a red Chicago Northwestern caboose because during the Northwoods division, I found a bunch of pictures. Those cabooses would be up there in the Northwoods with all the log trains that will be happening. And basically down there at the layout, if you could tell where the coaling tower used to sit is being moved to the engine house because I'm planning to add an extend out for locomotives with 072 curves for locomotives that there look like they're getting loaded up with coal. But here, that area where the log, you see the Caterpillar logging cranes, what they're called, is going to be the logging yard and technically the paper mill because there you got the mill right there, you got a skidder right there. Basically, that's going to kind of be maybe the logging area because it looks like these machines are unloading or loading the log cars up. So basically, that's it with the log train. And now we're going to be going into a running sessions with these locomotives. So I hope you guys enjoy that part of the video because this was a pain to do with this whole log train. So I hope you guys enjoy. thank you guys for watching this amazing video, the Lionel Legacy, Chicago Northwestern GP9s, and my whole Northwoods log train. I hope you guys have an amazing weekend out there, have an amazing Memorial Day. But I just want to say, I'm just taking a small, not really a break, just basically just not wanting to be posting a lot of videos out because it kind of felt like it was mandatory for me to do. So I'm just going to post videos when I feel like it or when I get a lot of motivation. Basically, it's when motivation starts going up, then I want to make a video. But that's basically how it is. But I hope you guys have an amazing weekend out there. Stay safe out there. Have an awesome Memorial Day. I'll see you guys next time. Take care.